What is up, guys? It's your boy, The Life is Soul, aka the bodybuilding banker, and I'm back. I told you guys I'm gonna be back, and in this video, I'm gonna be talking about my 6-month journey post hair transplant. Now, as you can see, versus the results here, my hair is halfway through the recovery. It is complete. So, taking you back 6 months ago, I went to Now Hair Time Clinic and got an FUE hair transplant. And what they did is they extracted graft from the back of my head and put it in the front of my head based on the hairline in which they was drawn on during the procedure. Now, I got roughly 1,500 grafts, which is really not a lot. And what it really helped me do is fill the edges of my hair and bring my hairline slightly forward. One thing that I did notice versus some of my peers is that my recovery has been very good. And some of my friends, I don't know what you guys are saying, but some of my friends said they can't notice. So I'm really pleased with the hair results. I'm actually waiting to the end of the month till I can actually touch the front. Whilst I've had different haircuts, I've actually not touched the transplanted area because it's important for these new hair follicles to have enough time to grow. So at the end of this month, I can actually use a blade and cut the front of my hair, and I will be looking sharp. I'll be looking crazy. It's summer. I plan to be traveling all over the world, so I can't wait for that. So usually during the first couple of weeks, you will go through shock hair loss. This is probably some of the toughest times because you look completely different. As you can see by some of the pictures, I basically have no hair in the area that my hair was transplanted, and I can't do anything. Now, your hair is growing, and the FUE transplant is basically putting new follicles into areas in which no hair existed. So the rate of hair growth versus your other hair is going to be very, very different. Aside from your crown area, most of the other region will grow normally. So you just look weird. People noticed, but it was fine because I always try to look at the bigger picture and think to myself, I'm gonna look great once this is done. One thing you have to be wary of is the swelling. Now, I remember I was quite oblivious to it, and one of my friends who actually I met during the time I was in Turkey noticed the swelling before me. And you just have to be prepared for that, guys. Your head's gonna get swelled up, and that's because during the time you're doing the procedure, they normally, or should do, inject a local anesthetic. What this does is it numbs your head so you can't feel the pain, especially when they're extracting the follicles from the back of your head. Whilst they do give you a pillow to make sure you are upright, sometimes the liquid can get into your head and it swells. And as you can see from the video, my head was huge. Like, I look completely different. It's fine, it's part of the process. If you can, stay indoors for as much as possible. It will pass. Don't be worried, it's part of the journey. Now, depending on the instruction of your clinic, you're usually going to be given certain instructions. One of the things is the aftercare, which I think is so important. You've usually spent thousands of pounds to do this procedure, and you're going to normally take some downtime for it to recover to its full potential. So it's really, really important you try to listen. One of the things that I was instructed to do is take Biotin. Biotin is a supplement that promotes hair growth. It's important to make sure you have regular dialogue with your clinic and try to listen as carefully as possible. Like I said, mine was internationally, but thankfully they had a very, very good WhatsApp correspondent who actually, as you can see, checked in with me every single month to make sure I was all right. And often when I ever had random questions, rather than going through the internet, I would ask them, they would ask the senior doctor. If you do your research and you make sure you go to a really good clinic, I went to Now Hair Time. My code is here, so make sure you use it to get 5%. But yeah, shameless plug there. I went to Now Hair Time, and they're world renowned at being one of the best clinics. So their doctors answered any questions. If I had swelling, they would tell me. I remember very early on, I was complaining. I think it was maybe 6 weeks in, and I was looking at some of my peers and I was like, why isn't my hair growing? What is going on? Did you mess up my procedure? But they assured me it was gonna be okay. They said with my hair, around month 3 or 8 or 9 weeks in, I'm gonna notice a sprout. That's exactly what happened. I saw a massive growth in my hair, as you can see in this picture. And yeah, I just stuck with the process, and like I said, I'm really happy with the results. Looking at the before and after pictures, you can see, especially in the front area, I've added more of a dynamic look. I've got more of a fuller hairline, and the edges in which where there wasn't hair now does have hair, so I'm a lot happy with that. One thing that I like about having a hair transplant is you actually have a permanent hairline. Listen, I know it's not exactly permanent, but my need to get a regular haircut is reduced. My sideburns are a lot more fuller. I actually didn't do the sideburns. The doctor instructed me against it because he said I actually have natural sideburns. And what was actually interesting to find out is when I left my hair to grow, I actually realized that I have sideburns. When you don't have a good hairline, or whenever your hair looks rough, you often get a haircut. Now, I was losing my hair and I was getting regular haircuts. So one, I wasn't allowing my hair to go prior to my hair transplant. And two, I wasn't able to see my sideburns. As you can see from this video where I'm getting my hair cut, the woman is cutting it in a different direction to where my hair is usually cut. So that means when it's growing, it might not grow in the same way. So it's very, very important that you try to ensure you use the right products. And when you have sufficient amount of hair, brush your hair in a direction that allows your hair to grow to its normal form. During the time of my hair growth, I did leave it for a long time because I didn't want to use anything. They didn't instruct me to. But when I asked my consultant, they encouraged me to use this olive oil. You can literally check the name. I'll leave it in the description below. But this allows your hair to be moist, allows it to grow, and just gives it some flavor to make sure that it's not dry and the scalp is not itchy. So one of the things a lot of you guys may have heard of, even if you haven't done a hair transplant, is this bad boy, MINOXIDIL. One of the benefits of MINOXIDIL is it increases blood flow around follicles, allows that movement into the growth phase, and extends the growth phase to make sure that you have better hair growth, and is generally used to combat hair loss. There are some well-known side effects of MINOXIDIL. One of them is that you have to continually be on it, and if you remove, it's going to reverse some of the hair loss. Again, this is different for each individual. I haven't personally experienced that, but always try to consult with your doctor, whoever you know that has gone through the process, or whoever's managing your process, to make sure that you have the best advice going forward. So finally, one of the things that you've commonly heard is finasteride. These are some of the tablets I hope you can see here. Even if you haven't done a hair transplant, finasteride is very, very common. Usually, depending on the advice of your physician, you normally take around half a pill to 1 pill a day. Now for finasteride, you have to be really careful because finasteride is very, very powerful. Basically, its main property is to stop the conversion of testosterone into something called DHT. Now, why is that important? DHT is essentially an androgen, and the purpose of finasteride is basically to combat hair loss by stopping the body producing a hormone which prevents hair growth in the scalp. It's really, really important that you ask as much information when you're going through this process. Fortunately for me, I had no major complications, and as you can see, I'm really happy with my results. One of the things that's likely to be common with people with hair transplant is ingrown hairs. This is because you've gone through an FUE transplant, you've taken hair from your scalp, and some of the hairs are not growing at the same rate of growth. Now, unfortunately, as you can see here, don't know if you can see in this area, I actually experienced an ingrown hair, which wasn't so much painful, but it was quite lumpy. Like I said, it's quite normal during the process to have this, and all I tried to do is just consult with the doctor. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've definitely enjoyed recording it. Let me know in the comments what you're interested in seeing, whether you want to see more of these updates. Like I said, I'm only in month 6, or I'm not quite month 6, but I'm pretty much near. I'm actually going to get a grand haircut, so I'm definitely going to put a video about that, my first haircut, where I'm actually using a razor and touching the transplanted area. But I wanted to show you my hair in its kind of full form before I actually get that haircut, so you can judge and see clearly the differences. But let me know in the comments if you're enjoying these videos, and be sure to give this video 300 likes. Like I said, outside of investment banking and my entrepreneurial pursuits, it takes a long time to record these videos, but I do this because I enjoy it and I want to give you educational content. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more hair transplant updates, and like I said, use my discount code below here to get get 5% off if you are going to go do your hair transplant at Now Hair Time Clinic in Istanbul. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach me either in the comments or in my Instagram here, which is _@lifewithsoul. I'm normally happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much for watching. It's your boy, The Life of Soul, aka the bodybuilding banker, and it is a wrap.